This holiday season, Fox Chicago and the Greater Chicago Food Depository are teaming up to help feed those in need, and we need your help.
For just a small donation, you can cook the secret recipes of some of Chicago's most famous chefs. Today, Anita Hh is making braised short ribs and a loaded baked potato with Chef Danny Grant of Maple and Ash. Yum.
Holiday Helpings is sponsored by Pete's Market.
All right, I am at Pete's Market, and I have my list for the most amazing recipe for baked and loaded potato with braised short ribs. And this comes specially from Chef Danny Grant with Maple and Ash. But I want you to keep in mind and remember that Pete's Fresh Market is one of the locations in the Chicagoland area where you can make a donation to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. So, I got my list. Let's get going. Beef short ribs cut into cubes.
Okay, no problem. Give me a sec.
Man, that looks awesome. Thank you. All right, I got everything loaded up here for the baked and loaded potatoes with a braised short rib, a special recipe from Chef Danny Grant with Maple and Ash. It's loaded. I'm ready to cook. All right, so here we are with the famous Danny Grant, the famous chef from Maple and Ash. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
It's my absolute pleasure.
You know, our fans, they want to know how to make this, and you're going to show us how to do it all.
Salt and pepper, searing and braising meat. The meat's able to go into the pan, get a nice sear and crust on it. All right, so all the meat is seared. They're all golden brown, looking beautiful. So we're gonna add our shallots, mushrooms, garlic, a little bit of butter, tomato paste, kind of toasting the tomato paste a little bit. Turn the heat down, you pour in the brandy. So now we can add all the meat, and any of the drippings that came off of that meat go right back into the pan. So we're seeing this is all concentrating, the meat's kind of glazing in this braise. And now we just take some of the beautiful beef stock. You cover this, you can put it in an oven, you can let it go at stovetop. Even though the flame might be really low, you're getting a good distribution of heat under the pan. One of the keys to making a great potato puree is keeping the potatoes whole. We start with a little bit of cream just to get it going. We're just adding in some knobs of butter. Now we have these beautiful silken, creamy, dreamy potatoes.
Yeah.
We've been able to braise our meat. Just start the base of this casserole, take all these beautiful potatoes we just made, and we put it into a piping bag. Here we're using some Gruyere cheese and Parmesan. So we have the oven already going at broil. In she goes, 5-7 minutes. Black pepper, we use a little bit of Maldon sea salt, sour cream, a little bit of crispy bacon, crispy fried onions, chives on top. It's black truffle season. I wanted to shave a little bit of that on there for you. Beautiful sauce over the top.
Danny, this is amazing. This has got to be the family hit for anybody who wants to make this meal.
It's always a go-to.
Well, I love it, and a lot of people are going to want this recipe, but the only way you can get this recipe is to either go to our Fox 32 website, you can go to the Greater Chicago Food Depository website, or you can go to Pete's Market, and you can get the recipe when you make a donation of a non-perishable item. So that is a perfect way to get this recipe, and it's so easy to make. It really, I mean, it's tasty as it is. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
My pleasure being here.
Cheers.
Have a great holiday.
Happy holidays.
Yep, absolutely.
And tomorrow, Jake is teaming up with Chef Emily Sperlin from Bad Hunter. They're going to be making apple pie with cheddar and rosemary, and Jake said it is delicious.
Well, look how excited he is.
Right?